Konnichiwa. Cameroon no Nyoso no Bese Hana Yokoso.
Reese, you're speaking Japanese again.
Oh, how mega embarrassing. What I meant to say was hello and welcome to another edition of Smoke News.
We begin with a hugely popular topic, that is student loans.
That's right. It seems foreign students were handed taxpayer-funded loans and grants worth 5.4 million, to which they were not entitled to, a public spending watchdog revealed.
Until September last year, the student loans company relied solely on the word of students that they had lived in the UK for 3 years, which is needed to qualify for maintenance support.
Well, an emergency review of more than 11,000 applications found that half couldn't or would not provide proof, such as bank statements, pay slips or utility bills, and that 992 of those had already been given the money before the stricter checks were imposed. I went through hell for my student loans. Perhaps I should have spoken to them in Japanese. Baka! Grace.
Keeping in with the foreign finance theme, immigrants from the European Union will have to work in Britain for 4 years before they can claim benefits. David Cameron is to present the proposal in a major speech setting out his vision of how the EU can control the free movement of workers and how he is willing to leave the Union if he does not get this way.
Is it true?
Who loves orange soda?
Grace, not now. Smoke news, please.
Let me set out the action we intend to take to cut migration from within Europe. By dealing with abuse, by restricting the ability of migrants to stay here without a job, and by reducing the incentives for lower paid, lower skilled workers to come here in the first place.
His proposal, which will require a rewriting of the EU's social security rules and possibility treaties, is to be delivered in an address in the West Midlands and will set out Cameron's terms for recommending Britain continue its 41-year-old membership of the EU in a referendum scheduled for 2017.
Now, being such a multicultural university, it's only natural that we'd be curious about the thoughts of you guys. So come on, what's your opinion?
What's your opinion?
Hello, it's Andy Backhouse here at the Regent Street campus. Let's hear what students really have to say about David Cameron's immigration policies. Are you aware of the proposed immigration policies being set up by David Cameron?
I am, yes.
How do you feel about it?
I disagree with what he said. I don't think 6 months is a long enough time. Like, people who live here in the UK anyway struggle finding a job within 6 months. And if the EU don't agree to what he says, like, they'll have to, like, well, he's going to lead us out of the EU. When we need the EU, we need them. Like,
why do you think we need the EU? Can we not manage without them?
No, we're a union. Like, we have to support each other, and like, I don't think they appreciate that enough.
I think immigration is a good thing. It's been proven that migrants actually generate more money for the economy than actually take out of the economy. So if David Cameron was to actually look at facts instead of just thinking a typical Britain is better than everyone else sort of way, he would see that being in the EU is actually better for us than being out of the EU.
I went to the UK because the culture here is like, there are so many people from everywhere around the world, and I want to meet people from any place around the world. And so I'm glad to be here, so I don't think it's the solution to throw everyone out of the country.
As an EU student yourself, do you disagree, and how do you feel about this situation because it directly affects you?
Yeah, well, I can see both sides. I mean, the reason behind it, but then the actions themselves of making people leave in such strict conditions is very limited. It's kind of narrow-minded in a sense.
I think Europe needs an alliance because there are so many weak countries like Greece or Portugal, and they need support, and so it's better to live in an alliance than in just every country on their own.
Do you have a message for David Cameron?
My message for David Cameron would be to just think carefully about his words, think carefully about his policies, because he's going to put us in more trouble than he thinks he is.
Think more calmly, and then usually gradual changes are better accepted than big, harsh, surprising moves.
I'm a Green Party supporter. There you go.
So that's what the students here at Regent's Campus had to say about David Cameron's views, but let us know your thoughts. Get in touch on Twitter, join the debate. #SmokeNews. Thanks and see you soon.
Next up, Germans honour the lives of a young woman killed of her heroism.
The woman was 23-year-old Tugs Albarak, and sadly she died on Friday after attempting to stop the harassment of 2 teenage girls.
A Siberian man has confessed to striking Albarak during the incident, which occurred on November the 15th in an off-of-Bash McDonald's. She reportedly went to the aid of 2 girls after she heard screaming from the restaurant's toilets.
The 3 males dispersed but later approached Albarak in the car park where the Serbian man, who has been named as Senor M, hit her with a stone or a bat. Her head hit the floor, which is said to have caused the brain injury that put her in a coma.
Her parents decided to allow doctors to turn off her life support on her 23rd birthday.
Now moving on, universities are organising free online Ebola courses to demystify the disease.
One more basic programme will be aimed at the general public and aims to demystify the disease, and a second advanced one will be aimed at healthcare workers. Both 2-week courses will look at the origins and history of Ebola and possible ways it could be contained and treated.
Dr. Derek Gavra, the lead educator on Lancaster University's course, which is aimed at the general public, said Ebola is a current and very emotive public health emergency, and one of our aims of the course is to demystify the disease for the general public and set out the facts. We also want to engage and encourage new students who think that a career in biology or medicine might be for them.
So what do you think about the Ebola being on campus?
It's on campus!
Today I was at the Cavendish Campus to meet some students to hear what they had to say about Ebola samples being on their campus, whether they feel worried about that, and whether they feel proud that the University of Westminster is investigating and on the front line fighting Ebola. Let's hear what they had to say. So there's samples of Ebola on campus. What do you think of that?
There are samples of Ebola in the campus.
Yeah, 6th floor in the lab.
I think it's pretty wonderful. They can do a lot of studies with it, and you know, other universities probably have it, so why not?
I think it's a great idea trying to find cures for Ebola. I mean, the virus is a threat given that, you know, it can cause epidemics and health concerns worldwide, so I think it's a good idea that we're researching.
Are you worried that there's samples of Ebola on campus?
It could be worrying. Like, I don't want any of the samples to break and just spill onto my friends and start coughing and then spreading. Like, you don't want an outbreak in Westminster.
I'm probably sure that they have a strict quarantine system, you know, here. So, you know, I'm not worried at all. This is not West Africa, so.
No, I'm not worried actually. I'm not worried. As long as they do something about it.
I think we are more happy that it's more sanitized and clean. So all the students from neuroscience are actually going to use toilets on the 6th floor. So I think in that way we are pretty happy that it's actually sanitized, and we pretty much trust the lecturers that they will be careful.
I'm very proud. I think it's great that we're involved, that we can sort of say that we go to Westminster and that we've got Ebola on campus, as well as more of our lecturers being on the news talking about it as well. I think that's quite great.
So the students at Cavendish are behind the project, and we here at Smoke News would just like to say good luck to the professors in their research. Reese and Grace, back to you.
Now, students on the television production BA Honours course...
I did that!
Okay. Attended the recording of BBC television political debate programme Question Time.
The event took place in Romford at the end of November.
Oh, I live there.
Okay. Hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
The students were hosted by the long-standing director of the programme, Rob Hopkins, who met the crew and watched the production process behind the live show during the camera rehearsal. They then joined the audience for the recording, presented by David Dimbleby. The visit was part of the teaching of the second-year BA TV course in multi-camera studio production.
The module leader, Jed Maguire, said that this is a rare opportunity for a group of students to see the inner workings of a prestige live TV show at first hand. It was very generous of Rob Hopkins to share his insight with our students as he prepared to record the show.
And it seems that our Westminster TV students are on a roll, as 8 students will be given the opportunity to gain work experience at this year's TVE Global Sustainability Film Awards ceremony at BAFTA, held on the 8th of December 2014.
Third year television production BA Honours students will work with Propeller TV and University of Westminster alumnus and project leader Mark Cates, and will be involved in a wide variety of activities at the event, including pre-planning, rigging, shooting, broadcasting and de-rigging, for when rigging just isn't enough.
They will record sound and images as an outside broadcast unit and as electronic news gathering crew, and also will participate in interviewing prize winners. Their videos and recordings will be broadcast on Sky TV as part of their coverage of the TVE Global Sustainability Film Awards ceremony. The University of Westminster will provide all the sound and vision equipment to capture the event. That could have been me.
Let it go.
Let it go.
No, no.
No. You know what? You've been so disrespectful to me. You pushed me around the last episode. Do not think I did forget about that one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What the heck? It's Christmas. I forgive you.
Oh, thanks, Grace.
Holidays are coming. Holidays
what
are
the
coming.
heck? Let it
Watch
happen.
out.
Best
Look
wishes.
around. Something's coming. Coming to town. Coming to your. Always Coca-Cola. Happy holidays.
Tis the season is always the real thing.
Woo!
Dun, 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 dun.